So first thing we're going to do is put our foot on the brake pedal and push the button right here, and that starts up the engine for us. We see a lot of pretty common things that we have in Volkswagens. You have tilt and telescopic for the steering wheel. You've got a variety of controls here for cruise control, volume, radio station, Bluetooth, and chip computer. We could see miles until empty or fuel economy average, things like that. Power heated mirrors, automatic headlights. We also have fog lights on this model. Rain sensing intermittent wipers, so we see it's raining. If I put this up one notch, they'll come on and it'll detect how much water is there and it'll go on at the appropriate speed. We do have a really cool thing here with cruise control. It's not your regular cruise, it's adaptive cruise control, where if you're going, say, 65 miles an hour, you come up to slower moving traffic, the vehicle will slow down automatically to their speed. Our park distance sensors, so when you are getting into a parking spot, if you're getting too close to something, it'll start beeping at you, in addition to your rear camera backup. And there's an even cooler thing here for automatic parking. If you push that, you can select perpendicular or parallel, and it will find a space big enough and park itself for you. Take over the steering wheel, you just control the gas and the brake pedal. So we'll see that here in a little bit. A nice 6.5-inch touchscreen radio. We've got AM, FM, and satellite. We could swipe to get to other preset stations here, select something. There's also a USB connection down here where you can utilize our App Connect, which is either Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, and have your phone's navigation show up here. You could also do things like voice texting. So someone sends you a text message, you could read it to you verbally, and then you can reply back verbally as well. So you're not doing this, which is illegal nowadays. We see a huge panoramic moonroof overhead. I can open or close a sunshade that can block off the sun for us. And then with the two pieces of glass, the rear section is stationary. The front section could tilt up and down, as well as slide backwards to give you an almost convertible-like feeling. Any questions so far? No? No. Let's put our seatbelts on and go for a short drive. So with the Alltrack, we do have some things different than the regular SportWagen. With the mode button, we can go to normal, sport, custom, or off-road, and it changes a variety of things in the vehicles. If I go to custom, adjust, I can adjust my steering response, the drive system, our adaptive cruise control, and even the ABS brakes when I go to the off-road mode. So that's kind of cool. And anyway, let's go ahead just for a drive here. We're going to leave everything in the regular mode right now. So we're just going to head back this way for a little bit. So with the all-road, we do have a slightly higher ride height than a normal SportWagen, and of course it is our 4Motion all-wheel drive system. Comparing to some of our other vehicles, our competitors, we are a little bit lower ride height, but also a much different suspension that gives a lot more control. Some of the other vehicles that are higher up, higher center of gravity, and a little wishy-washy around turns if you get into off-road or aggressive maneuvering. Anyhow, acceleration is nice, braking is nice. We can take corners relatively flat and not have to worry about flying out of the car. So how does that feel for you so far?
Good.
It is an empty school bus, but still not a good idea to hit one, right?
Nope.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is push this button here, and we'll notice on the screen it's looking for right now a parallel parking to my right. If I put on my left turn signal, it'll now look for the left side, and if I push the button again, it'll now look for a perpendicular spot, so a normal parking spot like this. So as I drive forward, the car will hopefully find that parking space there. See, it found one that's open, and now it's telling me that it found one, so I'm going to go up to here, and when I put it in reverse, Look, Mom, no hands. And it tells us we're in place. And straightens out the steering wheel. So one of the things that this car really competes against strongly is the Subaru. Their cars have always been all-wheel drive, every one of them, and that's great. So this car also has the four-wheel drive, and our ride height, as I mentioned, is a little bit shorter than theirs, but our suspension is also a bit stiffer. So when you're going around turns, it's going to be much flatter, more stable, where the Subaru is going to feel a little bit more wishy-washy. Still be very good in traffic or for traction, but not quite the stable feeling that we have here.